Hi, everybody. I hope everyone's doing well today. We're going to get started very soon. I want to get myself a glass of water. Hi, Susan Upchurch. Thanks again for fixing things for me. You're awesome. Hi, Nina. We're going to get started here real soon. I've got a lot of things to talk about today. Let me get these out and ready as well. Hi, Donna. Hi, Tommy. So good to see everyone. Hi, Beth. I'm so glad you're watching today. Excuse me, I touched my face. Gotta wash my hands. I shouldn't be touching my face. It's so hard not to. Don't you agree? Okay. Okay, let's get started. I hope everyone is having an amazing day today. It's beautiful here in Sonoma County. I don't know if you can see out of my window there, but it's absolutely gorgeous today. So lucky to be here. I want to talk a little bit about the wines that are sitting in front of me. I'm not drinking them today because it's 3 o'clock and I think that I would just continue drinking both of these bottles because they're so delicious. But I'm very proud to be a part of this brand. Equality Vines is a brand, a cause-related wine company. We give money back for every bottle that we sell to equality causes. We focus on LGBTQ, and we also focus on women's rights, women's equality, and we're going to be very soon, I need to put some more water in there, hold on 1 second. We're going to be very soon launching an immigration rights wine. But let's talk about the two wines that are sitting in front of us. So, this one right here, Love Wins. Love Wins is our signature wine. We started making Love Wins 3 years ago, or 5 years ago, I gotta remember that. We opened our tasting room about 3 years ago. But Love Wins, this wine is made for us by Rack and Riddle. We also have Joy Sterling of Iron Horse make wine for us as well. This money for this bottle goes back to a number of different LGBTQ causes. LGBTQ Connection is one of them. It's a delicious wine. You can log on to equalityvines.com and buy this one. So the other wine that we have here is the Stonewall Zinfandel. So our partners that make this for us, we love them to death. Crystalline and Doug from Spicy Vines. This is a Dry Creek Valley 2017 Zinfandel, Old Vine Zinfandel. Say that 10 times fast. This is an amazing wine. But what's interesting about this wine and why I'm talking about it today is this whole concept of isolation. We're all in isolation right now. But there's a group of Americans that are more likely to be isolated than most, and they're LGBTQ older Americans. You know, a lot of us don't have a partner, me being one of those people. If anyone's available, give me a call. But the interesting thing about that is that older LGBTQ Americans end up being isolated, and the longer you're isolated, you age much faster. And so there's an organization out there, it's called SAGE. So a percentage of every bottle goes back to SAGE. SAGE advocates for LGBTQ Americans, older LGBTQ Americans, and provides services for them as well. And our founder, one of our founders, we have two great founders of Equality Vines. One is Jim Obergefell. He's the named plaintiff in the marriage equality case that made marriage equality legal for all of us LGBTQ Americans. Jim is on the board of SAGE. Our other founder is a guy named Matt Grove. He's awesome. Matt is a straight ally, and he had the idea to start the brand because his aunt was discriminated against in the workplace. She won the first class action lawsuit against NBC back in the 60s for discrimination for being a woman in the workplace. So these two wines are amazing. Remember, if you want to donate to SAGE, you can go to sageusa.org, or you can just buy this wine and we'll make sure that money goes to SAGE for it. So everybody, thank you for listening to that. Okay, now we have a few other announcements to make. The first announcement is the winner of the Nacho Challenge. We got a lot of entries. Thank you, all of you kids, for participating. We really appreciate it. The one that stood out the most was one from a young woman named Frankie Shefsky. Frankie, we love you to death. You made broccoli nachos. And Donna and I were like, any kid that makes nachos with broccoli must be the winner. So even though you slathered it in cheese sauce, they were delicious. So congratulations, Frankie. Have your mother send us your address, and we will absolutely get that to you as soon as possible. You'll be getting something very special in the mail. I also found out yesterday that I have a younger viewer, a very young viewer, a toddler actually, that sits in front of the TV, and I hope he's sitting in front of the TV right now. Adonis, hello. Thank you for watching. I love your grandmother. She's a fabulous woman. Beth Rudemetkin lives here in Guerneville, and I've known her since I moved here, and I think she's a fascinating individual. So I want to tell you something, Adonis. I have one wish for you. And my wish is that you will never see something like this again in your entire life. And that the only thing that exists for you is peace and love. Because we all need it right now. So, Adonis, today I'm dedicating this to you. This is going to be a delicious meal. And I'm sure you're going to make it for your parents and your grandmother one day. Okay, so let's talk about what we're making. We're making something called Ravioli Nudi. So naked ravioli. It's ravioli without the wrapper. And they're pretty easy to make. The components are also very simple as well. So we have Parmesan cheese. We have roasted garlic, of course, because I have it. And the recipe that I picked out didn't call for this, but I thought putting it in there would be absolutely delicious. Some chili flakes. We don't need that honey until later. Nutmeg. Egg yolks. Okay. And then we're going to use a little bit of oat flour instead of regular flour. This will make this dish gluten-free for somebody like my friend Debbie, who doesn't eat gluten. And then also, I love this little contraption, by the way, guys, spinach and ricotta cheese. Now, I've been letting the ricotta cheese drain, and I'm going to show you a little trick with the spinach. So, let me move all this aside. We're going to squeeze the water out of the spinach, and it's really easy to do. Now, you can use a cheesecloth if you have one, but I like to use a tea towel because I don't always have cheesecloth lying around. By the way, this is great. Everyone should get one of these for their sink. It's the best colander ever. Okay, so now let me show you. I put my spinach in the center, wrap it up like this, and then I just literally squeeze the water out. See that water coming out like that? Now, the reason why you want to do this is because if your ingredients are wet, your nudis, when you put them in the water to boil, are just going to fall apart. So you need to get as much water out of here as possible. I'm going to keep squeezing. Yeah, it's getting really dry. You should see how much water came out of here. So, okay. Even more. Look at that. Yeah, okay. That's pretty dry. Yeah, that's pretty dry. Okay, now I want to move that over here. Got myself a little paper towel. You should see how messy my kitchen is. I think you all would laugh so hard if you could see all around me. Okay, now we're going to get that in there. I need my chef's knife. And I'm going to chop this spinach up. You want to get it all nice and chopped up. Now, what I'm making now, and it calls for 2 pounds of cooked spinach. I'm just making a half a recipe because I don't have 4 people to feed tonight. So I'll get that all chopped up. Okay. And into this bowl, our mixing bowl, we have 2 egg yolks right here. I want to show you how I do my egg yolks because I really think it's an interesting way to separate the yolk from the white part. So I just crack it into my hand and I let that fall out like that. Look at that. So easy. Look at that. So easy. Okay, so get that in there. We'll get another egg yolk in there. We'll get our nutmeg in there because it's such a good flavor. Our cheese. We're doing 2 pounds of fresh spinach. It's a half pound of ricotta cheese. This ricotta cheese, as I said, has been draining. Okay. And this is for the whole recipe, by the way. We've got our egg yolks in there already. And 1.5 cups, or this is a 3/4 cup of the Romano. I'm using Romano. You can use Parmesan if you want to. we're going to do our chili flakes. About a half a teaspoon, I would say. More if you want it spicy. And then about 1/3 of a cup of these, of the roasted garlic. And then we're going to get about a tablespoon of the oat flour in there, and you can put a little bit more in if the first one that you cook doesn't rise to the top or falls apart. Hold on, I need to get this to mix everything really well. Yeah. Ooh, this is coming together very nicely. Now, if you're feeling it, you can just get your hands in there, which I think I'm going to do, because you roll these up and then you put them into a pot of boiling water. I'm going to get a little more water in there. I've had it boiling for quite some time, and it just, if it boiled too long, you get rid of the water. Okay, so, so then you take the mixture and you roll it up in a ball in your hand like that. And now my water isn't boiling, so I'm going to have to wait until the water boils again. But I'm seeing... Oh, Donna just reminded me that it's Kelsey's birthday. Happy birthday, Kelsey. And hi, Scotty David's watching. Great. Hi. Okay, great. So my water's come to a boil again. I'm going to put my nudi in there. And the nudi's done when it rises to the top. So it doesn't take that long to cook. And if it doesn't fall apart, that means that our oat flour worked. The oat flour was a test. So let's see how this goes. It takes about a minute or so. So we're going to let that cook. And then we're going to start getting set up for the next dish. I'll make a bunch of these after and then post a picture of them. They're really delicious. And what you do at the very end is you can drizzle butter on them at the end and add a little bit of extra Parmesan cheese, or you can drizzle olive oil on them. So either way, I'm going to drizzle olive oil on mine. They don't need salt and pepper. The cheese already has enough salt in it, so you're fine there. Don't worry about that. Okay, now let's get on to the next thing. Ooh, the nudi's looking really good. It's looking really good, and it's rising to the top. It's about to rise all the way to the top. In fact, I'm going to get my handy little, what do they call these? A Chinese strainer? I'm not sure. Does anyone know? If you know the name of this, put it into the comments. Yeah, it did not fall apart, people. So that's what it looks like when it's all done. They're so good. Yay! Okay, great. So I'll make more of those, like I said, and then I'll post a picture of it. Okay, let's move on to something sweet. We are going to make... You remember last week I had that kids episode, and I made the popsicles. I had a bunch of frozen fruit in the freezer, and I decided to do something with it. And I found a recipe for quick sorbet. And it's like a fruity quick sorbet. And the ingredients are very simple. So let me get the frozen fruit out, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have 3 cups of frozen fruit right there. Where's the top to my... If you could see my kitchen, you would laugh so hard. Okay, so 3 cups of frozen fruit. I'm going to put this right into the Cuisinart. And we've got 2 tablespoons of Big Bottle Market honey. Get that all out of there. Yeah. Ha ha ha. That's the thing about honey. It takes a little longer. So I'm just going to get this spoon in there and get that all out of there really quick. Okay, great. That's better. And I do a half of a lime. You can also use lemon. And then I'm going to use the zest from the other half of the lime in the to dress it at the end. And you can also, if you have like fresh mint or something, or even basil would be delicious. Okay, and all you have to do is let her rip. Oh my God, it's looking so good. More. I just wanted to get... Oh, it's just perfect. Okay, now it's perfect. When it kind of stops moving around, then you know you're done. Okay, that's great. Oh, it looks so delicious. Okay, let's give it a taste. Oh my God. Ooh, sensitive teeth. Ooh, sensitive teeth. Okay. It's delicious. Absolutely delicious. And you serve this immediately. And you can store it right in your freezer, obviously. So that's the food for today. That was a lot of fun. I hope that you make ravioli nudi. I also hope that you make the sorbet because it's delicious. And I hope that everybody, even you, Adonis, has an amazing, amazing day. Thanks so much for watching. I love all of you. Thanks for giving me this platform. It means the world to me. Bye-bye.